Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 17th of October. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director of Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is a weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So on the list today we have Magellan Financial, CIP, TGA, MNY and Transurban. So if you have a request, send it through. Make sure you share this video on social media. Make sure you've signed up to our free newsletter. If you do enjoy these videos, we'd love to get a review from you on our Facebook page or on Google. And just remember, any advice here is general only. So we'll start off with a daily chart of Magellan MFG. We can see that after falling away with the market in mid-August, there seemed to have been good support just under $50 that looked under threat at the end of last week, but it's managed to get its head back above $50 again. So there should be good support once again around this sort of level. Price action in the last 2 days was fairly strong. So we've had a close on the high, then a gap up with a close on the high. So it looks like it wants to go for a run. In terms of nearby resistance, I think around sort of $54 is an obvious level. So if you're a bit more conservative, you wait for a push past that. But even then, if you're waiting for a push past that with a stop close by, even to retest $62, you're looking at a decent risk reward ratio. So for the moment, I think Magellan looks fairly interesting. Okay, Centuria CIP. So if we zoom out, we could see it's been in an uptrend for a while, which is great, and that's still the case. We've had another sort of higher low in the recent pullback. It's starting to move again. So the stock is fairly expensive, but for the moment it looks like it's sticking to the uptrend and will move higher. This old high just above 340 will provide resistance, of course. It'd just be interesting to see if it can actually push through that to make another higher high. Otherwise, if it falters near this high, then we're probably going to see a period of consolidation. But at least for the short term, we could squeeze a bit more out of it. Okay, TGA Thorne Group. To be honest, I forgot these guys still existed. And if we have a look at the weekly chart, we can see why over the last few years it's basically shed 90% of its value. But just moving to a daily chart and zooming in, look, I think at least for the short term, for those that are up for a bit of a trade, it does look like there's something happening in terms of started to round out here with a clear resistance level at 30 cents. So I think if we get a proper close above 30 cents with a stop nearby, you'd be targeting about 40 cents in the short term. So look, longer term still in downtrend, doesn't look good at all, but shorter term there might be a bit of a trade there. Okay, Money3. So I'll just get to the weekly chart. So I remember looking at this one, might have been in my research reports. We had this consolidation here a few months ago, sitting under the old high near 220, which was a positive. And then of course it cleared the way for a nice break and a move higher. Most recently it has pulled back to retest that 220 mark. I'll just zoom in a bit. So this is the weekly chart. So we've had a pullback to retest that, and as we could see so far this week, price action saw the shares pull all the way back here but then quickly reverse, and that's quite a bullish sign. So it looks like that retest was successful, and I think Money3 will continue heading higher and should make new highs. And finally, Transurban TCL. So on the weekly chart, we could see that we've had this sort of big reversal here in the share price, and obviously since then it's been unable to recover. As we could see, price action has been below the trading range on this particular week, so that's a negative, and obviously a failure to push through. So $15 is now becoming an obvious resistance level, so it's unable to push through that, so that's a negative. and if we have a look on the daily chart, we could see that a bit clearer. So, you know, it needs to get past $15. We need to see a close up here for it to look a bit more positive, but at the moment it's struggling to get through 15, which means the risk, I think, is to the downside. All right, well, that's it for this week. If you have a request, make sure you send it through, and make sure you share the video.